This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Human horsepower, NOS energy drink, high performance energy.
Race fans, you wanted the best? You've got them. Live on DirtVision.com. Presented by Dry-D. The World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. The World of Outlaws, Morton Buildings Late Models. Knoxville Raceway and the Knoxville Nationals. And the Dirt Cars Summer Nationals are all available live. Sprint Car and Late Model Fast Passes are available now for just $39 a month, with single event subscriptions available as well. From Volusia to Charlotte, Fairbury to Lernerville, Eldora to Macon, and everywhere in between. Dirt Vision has you covered all season long. Every race, live, anywhere, anytime. Don't be left in the dust. Sign up for Dirt Vision today.
The road to $100,000 returns to the high banks of the virtual Talladega Superspeedway, where we say good evening, sim racing fans. To say, let's go racing from Talladega. Green flag in the air for round 6. It's the 14. We're going to squeeze them 4 wide in the corner, trying to get through. So far, so good. As they head now down to the tri-oval, I think we're going to make it. Playing musical chairs up front, and no issues for the 17 of Michael Guest. I think it would have blown up the 17 who was pushed into one of your race leaders. Michael Guest is going to lose the engine while running in 3rd place. You saw this, but a few times that very outside line and out of the line of contact. The 62 of Leahy, he'll get turned sideways. The 8's around as well. Caution flag as they wreck in turn 2. It's only going to end up being a few cars. Somehow, a majority of them get through it. Huge shoving for the race lead is going to be Logan Kress. Look at the 16 to the inside. He tries to cut low. He can't do it as an aggressive dive for P1 from Overland is going to end in 2nd place. Kress was able to block 4 wide now. Here we go at Dega as they're going all out at a turn 2.
A couple moments that exist for here as they turn into one and a follow gets turned.
Ray Alfalo with issues as the 21 machine is sideways. The caution flag will come out. He'll get hit late as more cars now full time in turns 3 and 4. Can lose it, find some extra. Here comes Ottinger in 2nd. He'll look to the outside. There comes the 47. It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett Lowe. 4 wide at the stripe, and it is Nick Ottinger, winner at Talladega.
We are officially over halfway complete for the 2019 World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Championship Series, and we are going back to bull ring racing here in this championship. Randy Chinnis, Chase Rodman, and Hugo Louise bringing you all the action here on this one tonight, and it's going to be a fantastic show that we have at the iconic Kokomo Speedway in Indiana. Definitely famous for non-wing sprint cars, really one of the homes for them in the Midwest, but these winged guys are going to be putting down some really quick laps around this quarter-mile racetrack. Of course, last week we had Tim Ryan finally get himself up to form and take a victory in this championship. Interesting to see how he can keep that up, but of course the entire story of this season has been on Alex Bergeron, who has been on an absolute charge this entire championship, and seems like he will not be held up. Qualifying currently underway. First couple of laps have just been set in. Currently it's James Edens in the 52, who's gone to a quick time of 10 seconds, .979. He's currently at the top of the timing sheets of the half dozen or so drivers that have been able to put in a qualifying. Let's keep an eye on who's potentially getting themselves out there on track. I see Austin Selman currently working his way around the speedway. And Chase, this quarter-mile racetrack is going to be really awesome, I think, to put on a good show. We saw a great show out at Limaland. Kokomo, slightly quicker racetrack. Should be fun to watch, and these guys are going to be right up against the wall.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. They call this place Indiana's baddest bullring, and it's no stranger to a good show, man. We've seen some great midget and non-wing sprint car races, as well as some wing races here in the past. The real-life World of Outlaws sprint cars haven't been here since 2015, where Donnie Schatz picked up that win. But, man, this is the first time these guys have been on this racetrack for this World of Outlaws Championship Series on iRacing.com. This will be the first event to be contested here on this racetrack, so nobody really has any setup notes to go back on last year. So that's going to definitely prove to be an interesting factoid here as we continue on through qualifying. James Edens right now still hanging on at the top of the speed charts. Cole Newhoffman right now in second. There goes Chase Cabre now up to the top of the speed charts.
Cole Cabre
Cole Cabre up there right now. And Edens right there in second. Newhoffman, Elby, and Lusk right now, the top five so far. And there goes Bray Nyland now up into the top five. These guys are jumping all over the place on the scoreboard.
It's the younger Cabre who puts himself at the top of the timing sheets. I don't think Chase is going to be overly happy about that one. It'll be, I think, interesting to see when he gets out there on the racetrack, because he's been quick all year. Still waiting for a couple of your championship contenders to get on track. Alex Bergeron yet to make an appearance out there on the speedway. We haven't seen a couple other drivers as well. David Heilemann, though, he's actually, I believe, getting ready to start his first hot lap here of the night. Actually, no, I take that back. He's going in towards 3 and 4. David Heilemann in that Napa number 49 Casey Kane Racing Sim Team machine has been very, very consistent this year, putting in really good finishes week in and week out. You see him right up along the top of the racetrack for the most part, runs the middle through 3 and 4. First time I'll be putting in 5 thousandths of a second off that pole time of Cole Cabre. Can he improve by 5 thousandths on lap 2?
Yeah, I think Heilemann definitely is one of the guys that we're going to be watching for the championship. Obviously, we're halfway through the field, or halfway through the season, I should say. And Heilemann and James Edens right now are tied for that second spot in the championship standings. So both those guys, I think they need to work a little bit together here throughout the rest of the season and try and catch up to Alex Bergeron as he comes in. I think it's a 62-point advantage, as we saw the points a little bit earlier on in the broadcast, but still have not seen Bergeron on the racetrack yet there, Randy. So he's kind of waiting this thing out to see what these other guys turn here.
And the 98 of Tim Ryan, last week's winner, he's got himself on the racetrack. We currently look at Alex Smulders and the hit laps he's running, but let's take a peek at the 98, see what the defending champion can put down on his first track. Well, he's going to catch one of those infield tires, and is probably going to take another attempt on this one. Britton Roxbury out there on the racetrack in that 421 machine. He's on his first hot lap of the night. Chase Cabre is out there on a track as well in the 39.
Yeah, Cabre right now, his younger brother Cole at the top of the speed chart. You see the 39 car of Cabre turns it into a third place time right there. 6 1/1000ths off the pace set by his younger brother. We'll see if he can pick up the pace just a little bit more here on this final lap, and he does. Actually, he does not. Bergeron out of nowhere to the top of the speed charts now, and I don't think anybody's surprised about that one there, Randy.
And on lap number 2, he goes even quicker and gets nearly a full 10th ahead of the 71 of Cole Cabre. Closing moments, couple of cars still to put in lap times. Tim Ryan will not get a qualifying time on the board tonight after that mistake on his first out lap. Dylan Hauser, he's currently on the track. He makes a little bit of mistake off turn 4, does not put in a good qualifying time either. Back down at an 11.1. Cameron Dance needs to put in a lap, as does Joel Berkeley. Berkeley works through 3 and 4. Can he put in a hot lap here before the session ends? No. So one of your championship contenders and the defending champion from last year will not qualify before we get into the heat races tonight. And we've been seeing that, Chase. A handful of these guys really wait to the last second to put in hot laps. And one has to wonder if it's even really worth it, because that really just bit the likes of Tim Ryan and Joe Berkeley, making them completely unable to run a hot lap.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what the strategy is there behind that thinking there, is they didn't even get a lap in. I mean, I'm not really sure what their thought process was there. I mean, maybe trying to see what everybody else is running and then run at the end, maybe surprise some guys. I'm not sure, but the first heat race is about to roll onto the racetrack there. Randy, how's the lineup look?
Let's go down your starting grid for heat race number 1, and this is a familiar sight, isn't it? The 12 of Alex Bergeron, championship points leader, will start on that front row with James Edens alongside that front row. That's going to be a fun battle to watch, because those guys have both been quick all season. It'll be Joe Lusk and Vinny Sansone. They both put together some good qualifying efforts for them. They are going to roll off row 2 in this open heat race. Britton Roxbury and Rusty Kruger on road number 3. Steve Renaud and Blade Witt on row 4, and Cam Dance in the 6 car, one of the cars who did not run a qualifying time, is going to tag the back of heat race number 1. Once again, if you've not been watching a lot of the events thus far, do a quick rundown of your event format. We will have 4 heat races. The top 4 of each will transfer to the main event tonight. And then we have 2 twin B mains. 2 drivers from each B main will go to the main event. That will set up our 20-car grid, and we will let them loose for 30 laps around here at Kokomo. But really talking about this, the 52 car of James Edens here, Chase, needs to make something of this, I think, in heat race number 1. He cannot let Alex start out there on that pole position.
Yeah, Alex, he out-qualified him once again, but Eden's able to qualify in the top 6, and we haven't mentioned it yet, but the top 6 drivers all earning championship points, and Bergeron getting that pole position earned himself 6 points, and Eden's able to grab 1 there, so doesn't lose a whole lot of points in qualifying, does that 52 car of Eden's. But yeah, you're right, Randy. Whoever wins this first heat race is automatically on the pole for tonight's main event, and James Edens does not want to see that 12 car start on the pole of tonight's feature event. It's going to be very hard to get by him if that is the case, as we ride on board with the driver starting in the 3rd spot. So this is going to be very exciting.
That just creeping over the hood cowl from the behind the front wing. That's very interesting there. I believe that was the 20 car of Joe Lusk, but you see just peering at us, piercing into my soul as we ride on board with Joe Lusk there from Reignition Esport as the field works its way around the track, getting ready to get let loose, and it'll be the 12 of Bergeron. It'll be in command of the field. Pace truck's already down on towards pit road. Alex is going to wait. And he's going to get on it. We are green, and Lusk is already around.
Oh, man, not a very good start at all for Joe Lusk, and that's going to kill him here in this one. He's going to fall all the way to the back of the field and have a rough start to the rest of the night here, as Alex Bergeron shows the way right now. 3rd spot is the 80 car of Vinny Sansone. 4th right now, how about Rusty Kruger? Into a transfer spot early in this one, Randy. Great run so far for the 10 of Kruger.
Rusty's been struggling this year, and it's not from lack of effort. He's been driving the wheels off that thing and getting them off the ground oftentimes. They're side by side behind Blade Witt and Britton Roxbury to challenge for that transfer spot, and they're going to stay wheel to wheel as they head off now in towards turn 3. Look at the slider for Blade Witt going right between Roxbury and Rusty Kruger. We're going to stay everyone clean here for the moment, as we're going to be halfway in heat race number 1 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, you see these guys all over the racetrack right now. The 421 of Roxbury up on the top of the racetrack, trying to find his way by that 10 car of Rusty Kruger. Kruger runs the middle to the bottom part of the racetrack, down in 1 and 2, back to the bottom in 3 and 4. The 421's up next to him, and the outside line looks like the place to be as the 421 of Roxbury takes the transfer spot away from Kruger.
Along the outside is going to stay Roxbury. That seems like the quick place you want to be. Vinny Sansone, the next target for that white and blue 421 off of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Britton has a bit of a run, and he's closing behind. It's going to be Witt and Kruger fighting for position. Kruger gets the drive back underneath them, and he's picked that spot up after Blake just took him. But Roxbury to the inside of Sansone, wheel to wheel across the stripe and in towards 1 and 2 for the final time. Roxbury's going to hold on to that 3rd position. Sansone back down to the bottom in 3 and 4. Bergeron will win heat race number 1, and Roxbury will just take 3rd away from Sansone.
Man, what a great battle that was between those, the 80 car and the 421 for that 3rd spot. They swapped that position at least 2 or 3 times during the closing laps, but Roxbury comes out on top in the 3rd spot. But Alex Bergeron, with that victory, will secure the pole position for tonight's 30-lap main event. James Edens 2nd, Britton Roxbury, Vinny Sansone, the top 4. Those guys will head off to the feature event. The rest of them will have to try and grab those final 2 spots in the B main a little bit later on, as heat race number 2 now grids up on the speedway.
Heat race number 2 will go down the starting grid for this one. Cole Cabrera in the 71 will be on the pole position with the 11 of Cole Newhoffen. Cole actually put in a good qualifying effort tonight. We'll start on the outside of that front row. Austin Selman and Dylan Hauser on row number 2 with Logan Clampett and Wayne Williams on row 3 with Alex Smolders and Kenneth Dake Jr. rounding out the 8-car grid on this one. Couple of Coles on the front row for this one here tonight, Chase. We've seen Cole Cabrera up near the front of these fields a handful of times this season. Newhoffen's not had a great year.
Yeah, Newhoffen last week actually did not make it into the race. Like something happened on his end, technical issues or something, and was not able to make it into the server for the race. So he lost a ton of points in the championship for that. So he's really hoping to have a good night here and rebound after that dismal week last week. So keep your eye on that 11 car to putting some moves on here. But like you said, that 71 of Cole Cabrera's had some great speed. It just really seems like he kind of falls off towards the main event. He is really good in qualifying and great in the heat races, but needs to find a little bit more speed towards the end of the night.
We've actually seen that, I think, from all the Swindell cars. It's been something they struggle with. Is Cole's going to pick the throttle up. Newhoffen tries to jump that start, not quite able to do so. Cabrera will slide right up to the cushion here off of corner number 2, and most of the field is up there. The 18 of Austin Selman, though, he's going to run down along the bottom, 3 wide for seconds for a moment as they come off 4.
Yeah, Austin Selman working the bottom of the racetrack. He's the first driver to do that. About the only driver in the entire field to work that bottom of the racetrack. The 18 of Selman right now in the final transfer spot with the 4 car of Wayne Williams in tow as they work down into 1 and 2. The battle is for second between Cole Newhoffen and the number 2 car of Dylan Hauser. They get into each other upside down. The 2 car of Hauser, that's 2 cars in the transfer spot. They'll hand this transfer spot over to Austin Selman and the 4 car of Wayne Williams. That was huge right there, Randy.
Logan Clampett will here at a transfer spot as well because of that. So big drama from your transferees and a big slider inside of that mid-pack. I believe it was Alex Smolders throwing a move on the 44 Logan Clampett. That 211 car saw an opportunity open up and he took it. And now he's got 5 or 6 car lengths ahead of that number 44 to be able to work with. Wayne Williams just in front of Alex now. Probably going to be seeing the fact that happened. We'll expect him to go defensive as we have 2 to go, this time off 4.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Logan Clampett's not going to be happy about that maneuver put on by that 211 of Alex Smolders, but he's not close enough to show his displeasure. Contact again with the 211 of Smolders. He got into the left rear tire of Wayne Williams right there. As they come down to the white flag, the 211's got quite a big distance behind him towards that 44 car. Clampett's closed in a little bit here on the final lap. Can he make a move in the final corner coming down to 3 and 4? He rips the cushion in 3 and 4, but it's not going to get there in time. Your final transfer will go to the 211 of Alex Smolders. 3rd spot was Wayne Williams, 2nd to Austin Selman, and your winner, the 71 of Cole Cabrera, picks up another heat race victory here at Kokomo Speedway tonight.
Cole Cabrera, I think he's going to be happy with that and be able to start on the outside of that front row. Selman, Williams, and Smolders, as was said, going to be taking those transfer spots. But the 44 of Logan Clampett, he's really been getting pushed around this season, it feels like, Chase. It seems like every other week he's running in a transfer spot somewhere, be that in a heat race or be that in an LCQ, and he seems to just catch a wheel from someone and just essentially get sent. And it's been, I think, a rough season for that 44 car because of it.
Yeah, Clampett's been a member of some of these highlight reels that we've seen circulate over social media the last couple weeks, and it's not on the good end for him. He always seems like you said, get moved out of the way for a transfer spot, whether it's in the P-Main or the heat race, and it happens once again right there as the 211 of Alex Smolders put on a very aggressive move right there as heat race number 3 now starts to grid up.
Let's go down the starting grid for heat race number 3. It's going to be the 49 of David Heileman starting on the inside of that front row with Adam Elby on the outside of it. Bobby Sant Jr. and Joe Quinn will make up row 2 with Nelson Webster and Anthony Lepresto on row 3 and Jesse Dawkins and Tim Ryan on row number 4. The talking point of this one is going to be that 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. here, Chase. Most of these guys, as you know, us racing on the sim, we have the ability to basically just race in the comfort of our homes. Bobby Sant Jr. traveling for work today. He's actually racing out of a hotel as he's had to go on a bit of travel for work. So Bobby Sant, most of these guys don't have to hook up and take their stuff to the racetrack. Bobby pretty much had to do exactly that.
Yeah, hopefully Bobby put the do not disturb thing on the outside of the door. He doesn't want the maid coming in for some cleaning service while he's trying to race this thing here tonight. The 131, he had a great run last week where he's up front in the main event. We're having some kind of issue. So we'll see what he can do here. He starts inside the top 4. Got a great starting spot as we turn him loose off turn number 4. 8 laps of distance here. Heat race number 3 is underway.
Right to the top go most of your race leaders. The 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. Not a great start off of 4, but he's going to start fighting with Adam Elby. The 15 as well of Nelson Webster right there. They're nearly 4 abreast for that 4th position between Tim Ryan, Joe Quinn, and I believe that's Anthony Lepresto. They're going to fan out 2 by 2 now as Bobby Sant is going to hold on to that 3rd spot. The 15 of Webster currently in the transfer position, but the 98 of Tim Ryan wants it.
Yeah, Tim Ryan started dead last in this thing, and in 2 laps, make it 3 laps, he's challenging for the 3rd spot in the 3 and 4. Tim Ryan absolutely putting the tires here at Kokomo Speedway, rolls by Bobby Sant, takes over the 3rd spot, and the 98 car is rolling after not getting a qualifying lap earlier on. The 98 car does not waste any time in this one, rolls by almost the entire field, and finds his way in a transfer spot halfway through this one.
He tries to move out to the top of the racetrack, but it doesn't work out. Bobby Sant Jr. able to hook up that upper groove. Now Tim goes back up against the tires. Bobby Sant Jr. trying to make that outside line work. They stay nose to tail, pretty much 0.05 of a second at the line. Tim gets clear. Bobby turns it down to the bottom in towards 3 and 4, but he clips one of those tires, and that's going to drop him back into 4th.
Wow, that was close right there. Somehow that tire did not turn him around like we saw what happened to Tim Ryan in qualifying. Oh, Ryan chops the nose, and Ryan's upside down. He chopped the nose on the 131 of Sant Jr. Sant now gets clobbered by the 57 of Lepresto, as now Joe Quinn and Nelson Webster moving to transfer spots. Wow, big time drama in this one.
That's going to put a cap on heat race number 3. It's going to be David Heileman, Adam Elby, Nelson Webster, and Joe Quinn who transfer. But talking about Tim Ryan, talk about a nightmare situation. You start dead last, Chase, run all the way up into a transfer position in the 3rd, and then you get taken away from yourself fighting with Bobby Sant Jr. trying to hold on for 3rd and 4th. That's going to be a nightmare situation for Tim, and it's been the problem of his whole series. Just cannot get any luck at all.
I'm telling you, man, I'm starting to think Tim Ryan does this on purpose because he just wants to get more Twitter followers when we do these highlight reels of these guys making these incredible runs from the back of the B main up to a transfer spot. And Tim Ryan is going to put on a show for us once again here in one of these upcoming LCQs. So don't count that 98 car out yet. He's got a fast race car, as he showed us right there. Just made a bad decision right there and chopped the nose on one of his fellow racers there. But we still got one more heat race. These things have been pretty wild so far. We'll see what the lineup looks like for this next one.
Track has definitely been racy, and let's roll down a heat race number 4 here. Chase Cabaret and Braden Eiler on row number 1 with Nick Cooper and Matt McKinney on that 2nd row. Lewis Hewitt and Ryan Mayer on row 3 with Justin Thomas and Joel Berkeley on row number 4. Joel Berkeley is going to be the one to watch here. We just saw Tim Ryan be able to come from the back of that field and get up into a transfer spot quickly. And I think importantly what we saw in that last heat race, Chase, the bottom can work if you know how to run it and if you're brave enough to run right up against the tires down low.
Yeah, those tires will bite you really quickly here, as we saw earlier on in qualifying. Tim Ryan, that's why he did not get a qualifying lap. He clipped one of those infield tires and turned them around. Bobby Sant Jr. tagged one last race, somehow was able to keep that car pointed in the right direction. So if you're running the bottom, man, you got to be really, really careful with those infield tires. But if you're running the top, you got to be really careful on that big cushion they got there. That concrete wall will swallow you up in a hurry. I'm going to have my eyes on the 9 car of Joel Berkeley as we turn him loose off turn number 4, back to green here, heat race number 4.
Chase Cabrera is going to pick it up maybe a little bit early. It'll be interesting to see what race control says about that post-race, but Chase Cabrera will lead him off into turn 3. Braden Eiler and Nick Cooper are going to be wheel-to-wheel in towards turn 3 and 4, and he's going to be able to just hold on to that as behind. Lewis Hewitt's making moves. Yeah, Lewis Hewitt's been the talk of this series the last couple of weeks, having some great runs and making his way up through the championship standings. Right now, looks to the inside of Matt McKinney for the final transfer spot. They're 2 by 2 behind that 3 car of Hewitt. Everyone trying to find a way by that 51 car for the final transfer spot. Matt McKinney, the Swindell Speed Live Esports car, up on the top of the racetrack, does not look too comfortable right now as those guys are hounding him down behind him. 3 wide towards the back of the field amongst the likes of Berkeley, Thomas, and Ryan Mayer as they work off of turn 2 and in towards 3 and 4. Half distance in heat race number 4 here, and Cooper and Eiler are wheel-to-wheel across the stripe. Yeah, now they've all closed in on the back of Matt McKinney. Big slider coming in from Joel Berkeley, and it puts the 51 of McKinney in the wall, and Lewis Hewitt goes by for the transfer spot. But don't count that 9 car of Berkeley out yet as they go 3 wide down the front straightaway. Contact again. The 9 car is rolling him some bottom right now, and they're 3 wide again down the back straightaway. Hewitt rolling right through the middle between his teammate and Matt McKinney. You also have Justin Thomas in the Mode Motorsports car. He's been the king of the Twitch highlights thus far this year. With 2 laps to go, can he work another one? Hewitt 3 wide again through turns number 3 and 4. McKinney's going to drive it down to the bottom. Thomas thinks about making it 4 wide, but he won't do it just yet. But will he get an opportunity here? The 9 and the 51 are going to stay wheel to wheel, fighting for this transfer spot as McKinney will hold it at the moment. Can one of them get the drive off the corner? Hewitt tries to take it away, and he won't by 0.05 of a second. It'll be Matt McKinney by a nose. Chase Cabré, the rest of your race results up near the front of the field. It'll be Cabré, Eiler, and Cooper. McKinney will hold on to that transfer spot, but man, oh man, there was about 1/10 of a second between Berkeley, Hewitt, and Thomas there, but not getting into that main event.
Holy smokers right there, Randy. That was incredible stuff right there. They don't call this Indiana's baddest bull ring for nothing. Those guys were 3 wide on each straightaway for the last 4 laps right there, battling really hard for that transfer spot. And you can see just how close it was between Lewis Hewitt and Joel Berkeley right there, trying to get by Matt McKinney. What an incredible race right there. I felt bad for Justin Thomas. He had nowhere to go. They were 3 wide in front of him the whole last half of that race, and he had nowhere to go. The Mode Motorsports number 23 car definitely had issues right there trying to find his way through the field, but man, that was a good show for the fans back at home.
Justin Thomas and being in the most entertaining heat race of the night. Name a more iconic duo thus far this season. I don't know if you're going to be able to, but let's go down your starting grid for LCQ number 1. It's going to be Blade Witt and Anthony Lepresto on that front row, with Rusty Kruger and Jesse Dawkins on the second row. Cam Dance and Bobby Sant Jr. on road number 3, with Joe Lusk and Tim Ryan on road number 4. Big names in this one to watch, Bobby Sant Jr. and Tim Ryan. We saw both of them get into problems during their heat races, Chase. I think if they're together on track, neither of them are going to cut the other any slack at all.
Yeah, those are definitely the two I'm going to be watching for here. But Blade Witt, he's shown some speed a couple weeks back, so the 7 car on the pole here is going to be tough to beat. And also, Anthony Lepresto's got a little momentum on his side as he made his first feature of the year last week. So the 57 and the 7 car are definitely going to be tough to beat here. But the 98 car, after that heat race, watch him to be putting him some bottom right here around those infield tires. As the pace truck pulls off, we'll turn these guys loose for 12 laps. The LCQ, the first one, about to go green as Blade Witt and Anthony Lepresto lead him down to the checker or the start-finish line. We go green.
Wait, the leader, Rusty Kruger, gets a little bit of contact from Anthony Lepresto here early, and Jesse Dawkins is up in the wall and on his side as well, able to get it back down on the wheels, but contact in the opening couple corners here in LCQ number 1. That's allowed Blade Witt to open up a pretty nice advantage out there at the head of the field.
Yeah, Witt's got a pretty good advantage, like you mentioned, over the 57 car of Anthony Lepresto. Third is Bobby Sant Jr. He works the outside, trying to go to the outside of the 57 of Lepresto. He's got a nose on him down the front straightaway. Now the 57 back out in front, a big run on the outside, contact between Sant and the 57 of Lepresto. They keep on going, but Bobby Sant Jr. in the final transfer spot now.
Bobby's going to try to open up a lead, and I think maybe a little bit more contact again with Lepresto between Cam Dance. Lepresto threw a slider on Cam off of turn 2, and he'll just about be able to make that stick. The 6 down to the bottom off of 4, can't quite get the job done. Will he throw the slider through 1 and 2? Answer's actually going to be no, but watch that 90 to Tim Ryan. Anthony actually makes a mistake off of 2. He's going to just about take that 3rd spot away as Kruger gets chalked up behind all 3 of these cars.
And these guys keep messing around with each other. They're slowing each other down. The 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. is driving away from dead last. Now the 98 of Tim Ryan's made his way to 3rd. He's got 6 laps to try and track down the Sants Race Fab number 131 of Bobby Sant Jr. Can he do it? Randy, it's going to be tough as that 131's on the top of the racetrack. Tim Ryan working the inside. Does he want to? He's going to try and not hit one of those infield tires as he tries to track down Sant. We're going to try and check the lap times. The last time by, Bobby Sant was just a tick quicker than the 98 of Tim Ryan as they come down this time by. 3 laps to go here in LCQ number 1.
A handful of laps left here as Tim Ryan and Cam Dance are going to work wheel to wheel. So for Tim, he can't maybe get up to that preferred line up along the wall where they've been quickest. The 6 car, though, he's going to try to slide it down the inside as Tim actually tries running the wall. Cam will make a little bit of contact with Tim Ryan there. Tim's going to find himself in the wall. The 20 of Joe Lusk and the 10 of Rusty Kruger are right there as well. That might be the nail in the coffin for Tim Ryan's hopes of transferring to another main event thus far this season, as now it's going to be Cam Dance to try to track Bobby Sant Jr. down in a lap, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it as the white flag's out.
Yeah, that's all she wrote there. The 131 of Bobby Sand Jr. is actually tracked down Blade Witt from a big distance from behind. So the 131's got a great race car as they come around turn number 4. The 7 of Blade Witt will win the LCQ. Bobby Sand Jr. in second. Those two will make their way into the main event. And coming up just short will be the 6 car of Cameron Dance. And then it looks like Rusty Cougar ends up 4th, Joe Lusk 5th. And then Tim Ryan and Anthony Lepresto, your final finishers on that one. So great performance there by Blade Witt. And Bobby Sand Jr. holds up to the pressure there and does a great job. Ends up in that final transfer spot with one more LCQ to run here before we get into the main event.
LCQ number 2 coming at you, and let's go down the starting grid for that one, as it's going to be the 44 of Logan Clampett. One of his best opportunities for these LCQs to be able to hold on to his position. He's going to start on the pole for LCQ number 2 with Lewis Hewitt on the outside, Cole Newhoffen and Joe Berkeley on row 2 with Kenneth Dake Jr. and Justin Thomas on row 3, Dylan Hauser and Ryan Mayer on row number 4 with Stephen Renaud on row number 5. This is going to be a fun one to watch as well, Chase, because while Logan's out there at the head of the field, I look at the names starting behind him, the likes of Hewitt, Newhoffen, Berkeley, Thomas, and Hauser. All of those names were pretty quick in qualifying in their heat races. They were just on the wrong side of luck.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the most competitive LCQs we've seen all year long. I mean, Hewitt is in the top, I think he's 6th in the points right now. Joel Berkeley's in the top 5 in the points. Logan Clampett, one of the big names on the iRacing.com service. So this is going to be a very interesting one. All of those drivers going for just 2 more spots in tonight's main event as we ride on board right now with that 3-car Lewis Hewitt, trying to check, see if he needs to move the wing back as he's checking out the racetrack, checking out the surface right now, seeing what's he need to do to this race car before this green flag drops. Also, Cole Newhoffen, like you mentioned there, Randy, definitely one of the drivers to be watching for in that Craig Kinzer Racing number 11 car. He'll start on the inside of row number 2 as we are about to go green here off turn number 4. Down the back straightaway they go. This is going to be really good, Randy. I'm excited to see who these 2 cars will be transferring on in this one.
Lewis Hewitt, Joe Berkeley, and Dylan Hauser all in the top 10 in points. Not all of them will make the main event. Green flag flies, and the 11 of Cole Newhoffen will try the bottom on Lewis Hewitt. Will not be able to make that stick. Berkeley now wheel-to-wheel with Cole Newhoffen. And Clampett finds the wall at the head of the field.
Yeah, Clampett tags the wall right there. Now the 3-car of Hewitt ducks down to the inside, trying to find his way by for the race lead. Does he have it off turn number 2? He's got it. Lewis Hewitt out front now. Clampett fighting back on the outside, nearly tags the wall off turn number 4, and Clampett back out front. But here comes Joel Berkeley now. Big slider for the lead as Hewitt takes it back from Clampett.
And Clampett's able to get clear in towards 3 and 4. That means he can get back to the top, which is where he wants to run. Big head of steam down the back front straightaway for Lewis Hewitt, and he's going to get tagged and spins down in towards the entry in turn 1, and Berkeley finds the wall behind him.
Yeah, Berkeley now falls out of the transfer spot. 2 guys way up there in the point standings. Now not in transfer positions. Logan Clampett has pulled away now from the 2nd place car of Cole Newhoffen down the back straightaway. The 9 car of Berkeley ducks down to the inside, runs the bottom, and turns 3 and 4 here at the Kokomo Speedway. Does not gain any ground now on the 11 of Newhoffen. The 9 car, the 11's into the wall. And here goes Berkeley down the inside, and Berkeley takes the transfer spot back.
Most of these drivers in 2nd and 3rd have been struggling just a little bit. We've seen both of them be in the transfer spot, find the wall, and throw themselves right out of it. But look who's lurking behind. It's been the LCQ Masters thus far this season. Justin Thomas in the 23. If these guys make a couple of more mistakes, Justin Thomas is there to take advantage. He's up against the wall as everyone right now. The bottom seems to have gone away.
Nobody running the bottom of the racetrack right now is, like you said, still your leader. Way out front, that's the 44 car of Logan Clampett. Clampett showing the way over the 9 car. Into the wall once again. Joel Berkeley cannot keep that right rear tire off the wall, and Newhoffen back down to the inside.
And Cole can be aggressive. There's going to be a little bit of contact in towards turn number 1. Newhoffen will just about take the spot away. Berkeley drives it back down to the bottom. Off of 2, in towards 3 and 4. Slide job from Joel Berkeley. Back down low goes to Cole Newhoffen. 2 to go. And Justin Thomas is making up all sorts of time. Newhoffen's in the wall. That's going to cost Justin Thomas just a little bit of time. Is he close enough to maybe reel in the 9 of Joel Berkeley? White flag in towards 1 and 2 for the final time in LCQ number 2. Down the back straightaway, Logan Clampett has a full back straightaway lead. He's going to win this thing easy off the 4. Thomas tries to throw a slider, but he'll come up just short as Berkeley will take that final transfer spot on the night. Disaster there for the 11 of Newhoffen as he finds himself sitting down on pit road at the end of LCQ number 2. Let's go down to your post-race results from that one. Logan Clampett and Joe Berkeley take up the 2 transfer positions. They will run in the main event in just a few minutes. Justin Thomas finishes in 3rd with Dylan Hauser in that 4th spot. And it's then Lewis Hewitt, Stephen Renaud, Kenneth Dake Jr., Ryan Mayer and Cole Newhoffen, who round out the 9-car field in that one. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments here on RaceSpotTV, the iRacing Esports Network, and on Dirt Vision. Do not go away. Main event coverage coming at you in less than 3 minutes time.
Race fans, you wanted the best? You've got them. Live on DirtVision.com. Presented by Dry-D. The World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. The World of Outlaws, Morton Buildings Late Models. Knoxville Raceway and the Knoxville Nationals. And the Dirt Cars Summer Nationals are all available live. Sprint car and late model fast passes are available now for just $39 a month, with single event subscriptions available as well. From Volusia to Charlotte, Fairbury to Lernerville, Eldora to Macon, and everywhere in between. Dirt Vision has you covered all season long. Every race, live, anywhere, anytime. Don't be left in the dust. Sign up for Dirt Vision today.
What a show the quarter milers have put on this season. Lima Land was an amazing race, and we're seeing equally good racing tonight here at Kokomo, Indiana's baddest bull ring. And it's going to be a fun one to hear tonight, Chase, because there's a lot of fast names at the head of the field, but there's some notable quick names near the tail end of the field as well. Joe Berkeley looks quick. Bobby Sant Jr. looks like he has pace as well. A couple other cars stuck in the mid-pack. This should be a good show, and we should see these cars, based on the way the LCQs have run, probably right up against the wall most of tonight.
Yeah, so I was going to mention this earlier, but I'll do it now, Randy. I was talking last night to second place in the points right now, James Edens, and he was telling me he's been working on a setup all week long that is based on running the bottom of this racetrack. So Edens is going to try to go where no one else is here, the 52 car. Keep your eye on him. He'll be trying to work that bottom side of the racetrack and go where no one else is. Also, another guy I want to watch for here, a guy that we've talked to quite a bit in post-race interviews, is starting really well in this field tonight. The third-place starter, David Heileman, in car number 49. Keep your eye on that Napa Racing, Casey King Racing number 49 car. This will be one of the best starting positions he's had in the main event, and he's not afraid to throw it all on the line here. And I think he's going to put up a great challenge for Alex Bergeron here at Kokomo Speedway here tonight.
I think you're right. He's definitely due for a win. He's had the speed and he's had the consistency. He just hasn't quite been able to be on the right side of fortune when, say, that 12 car has a mistake. There's only been a couple drivers who've dethroned Alex this season, being both James Edens and Tim Ryan. One of those drivers don't even make the main event tonight. James Edens, of course, he'll be starting this main event from a little bit deeper down the order. He'll be rolling off 5th, so not far off the back of Bergeron and Heileman. But with that said, LCQs are done, heat races are done, put 30 laps on the board, and let's go down your 20 car starting grid here for your World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car main event. It's going to be Alex Bergeron, championship points leader, the dominant driver thus far this season on pole, with Cole Cabre starting on the outside of that front row. David Heileman will start on the inside of row number 2 alongside of Chase Cabre, so it's a couple of brothers on the outside of row 1 and 2. James Edens and Austin Selman will roll off on row number 3 with Adam Elby and Braden Eiler on row number 4. Brenton Roxbury and Wayne Williams on row 5 with Nelson Webster and Nick Cooper on row 6. Vinny Sansone and Alex Smolders on row 7 with Joe Quinn and Matt McKinney on row number 8. Blade Witt and Logan Clampett will make up row 9 with Bobby Sant Jr. and Joel Berkeley rounding out the tail of the field. 20 cars, 30 laps, Chase. Any predictions for this one tonight?
Well, I'm telling you right now, I talked about it like 30 seconds ago with James Edens. He has a setup to roll the bottom. He will start on the inside of the third row, a perfect starting spot for that 52 car for exactly what he wants to do. Also, Joel Berkeley, we've seen him come out of a B-main earlier on this season and come up into the top 5. I think that was at Volusia last week, actually. So the 9 car of Joel Berkeley, be watching him as well. And man, the 49 of David Heileman, what can I say? That guy is, we call him the Heilemaniac. He calls himself that. And he's going to be putting on an absolute show here in that Napa Auto Racing Curb Records number 49 car. He's not going to let Alex Bergeron win this thing without a fight. First 3 rows on the inside, you have championship contenders Bergeron, Heileman, and Edens.
the outside. Cars have been quick all season, but haven't made it up in the points. Cabre, and Tillman. Green flag flies. Bergeron tries to chop the nose of Cole. The 49 of David Heilman. Slide job, first lap, in towards turn 1. And David Heilman will lead for the first time this season, but not for long, as they're now 3 wide for second as Alex takes the point right back.
And that's why I love David Heilemann right there, Randy. He does not care about this. It's the first lap. He throws another slider at Alex Bergeron. Bergeron turns it back to the inside, and here comes the 52 of James Eanes on the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 wide down the front straight in for the race lead. Chase Cabre's in the mix as well in the 39 car on the top of the racetrack. Heilemann back to the lead down the back straightaway.
It's been 2.5 laps, and we've already swapped this race lead 6 times. The 49 Heilman makes contact. This is going to be a pileup in your mid-pack, but we are going to stay green after that. The 52 of James Eanes will lead. I take that back. He will lead down the back straightaway in towards 3 and 4. Look at the top side, though. It's going to be his teammate Chase Cabre fighting for it. They stayed 3 abreast for this race lead. Alex finds one of the tires as the teammates of Cabre and Eanes will duke this out for the point.
If you don't like this, turn your computer off right now and go home, because this is what it's all about. Indiana's baddest bull ring at Kokomo Speedway. Here on the virtual iRacing.com service, putting on a show. The top 4 drivers 2 by 2. It's the teammates of James Eanes on the inside and Chase Cabre on the outside. Cabre now takes the lead on lap number 7. Alex Bergeron's faded back to the 4th spot. It's actually 3 teammates right now at the top of the pylon right now. It's Cabre, Eanes, and Cabre, your top 3.
We've talked about the fact that the Swindell Speed Labs cars, they've been quick in qualifying in the heat races, but they've not had feature race speed, but they've definitely solved something this week. Swindell Speed Lab runs 1, 2, 3, 5. So 4 of the top 5, all teammates. David Heilemann trying to fight his way back to the point, though, is dealing with the 421 of Britton Roxbury as it worked down the back straightaway. The 211 of Alex Mulders, he comes out of nowhere, throws a slider on that 49 car. They stayed 3 wide, fighting now with Matt McKinney as the 421 has been able to get clear.
Yeah, we saw it earlier on in the heat race, the 211 of Alex Mulders, another one of those guys that's not afraid to throw a haymaker at these guys trying to get a position. And here comes Cole Cabre now. He's got the top side of the racetrack rolling. He pulled up next to James Eanes that last time by on the front straightaway. And now Alex Bergeron drops the nose on the 12 car down the bottom of the racetrack. The 74 car Adam Elby's tracked down all these guys. The 74 of Elby might be one of the best cars on the racetrack right now as he pulls up to the back of Alex Bergeron down the back straightaway.
Adam Elby trying to make the move along the outside of Alex Bergeron. Will he get it to come across the stripe? Answer's going to be no. Bergeron was able to hold on to the 74 car, just bringing that in. Cole Cabre still fighting wheel to wheel with the 12 car. Adam gets a bit of a run on top. The 12 of Bergeron, no, still able to hold on.
Yeah, this is incredible stuff right now. The 71 of Cole Cabre right now in the 3rd spot, trying to hold off hard charging Alex Bergeron. But Adam Elby, he's the guy I'm watching right now as these guys start to mix it up a little bit. That 74 car drops it down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to follow his teammate Eanes. Swindell Speed Lab Esports right now currently holds the top 3 positions in this one. Bergeron trying to break up that Swindell trio at the front of the field. He goes back down to the inside of Cole Cabre, trying to take that third spot away.
Cole Cabre doing everything he can to hold on to that position, but Bergeron is not letting it go particularly easy here as they work down the front straightaway. Up the inside, the 52, James Eanes still defending as well as Alex tries to roll the bottom.
Yeah, Bergeron catches an infield tire once again right there. The 12 car had lost a lot of speed. That 71 of Cabre back to his outside, takes that 3rd spot away. Right now, we haven't really talked about your leader. A new leader this week right now. The 39 car of Chase Cabre is showing the way and has pulled away a ton right now from his teammates Eanes and the 71 of his brother, his younger brother, Cole Cabre, as Chase Cabre is pulled away by a full straightaway right now, looking for his first series victory here tonight at Kokomo Speedway. Chase Cabre still showing the way on the top of the racetrack. He is doing a great job right now. His younger brother, Cole Cabre, trying to take, yellow's out. We have a caution. It looks like possibly the 80 car, Vinny Sansone, has got the rear end knocked out of the car and brings out the first caution of the night with 10 laps remaining. So we went 20 full laps there before something happens to the 80 car, Vinny Sansone. Here's the replay. Tags the pushing upside down. Gets tagged by the 5 car, Brady Nyler. And that'll be the end of the night. I'm sure he's got a meatball flag there for Vinny Sansone. But my goodness, if you are not enjoying this stuff right now at home on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, thirdvision.com, wherever you're watching, I don't know what you're doing, because this is incredible stuff so far. We went 20 full laps green right there, which is what I was not expecting that at all here, ladies and gentlemen, because these guys were 3 and 4 wide at multiple different spots on the racetrack, putting on a great show. I'm excited to see what will happen here as Chase Cabre's been running the top of the racetrack. James Eanes been running the bottom. And You know, these guys, it's great to see two different lines being used right now, but it looked like Cabrera was at least a tenth or two quicker every lap. But maybe on a restart here, James Edens might be able to, pull the wing back, make a couple of adjustments here, and make that car a little bit better. iRacing pace truck pulls off the racetrack. The final 7 laps of this one about to go green. It's Chase Cabrera, James Edens, Cole Cabrera, Alex Bergeron, and Adam Elby. We go back to green off turn number 4. A great restart once again for the 39 of Cabrera. James Edens back down to the bottom. Cole Cabrera to the top in the 3rd spot. The 12 car of Alex Bergeron right there in 4th. Still 5th spot helped now by Adam Elby. He's under fire now from the 49 of David Heilman. How about Joel Berkeley? Joel Berkeley started dead last in this one. He's looking for the 5th spot off turn number 2. And Berkeley's now up to 5th. The number 9 car of Joel Berkeley doing an incredible job right now. He barely grabbed the final transfer spot in the last LCQ and has now made his way into the top 5, the TTL Esports number 9 car. Berkeley putting on a show for the fans right now as we're about to have a battle for the race lead. James Edens has tracked down his teammate. We're coming down next time by for 2 laps to go. Edens edged the head down the back straightaway. Chase Cabrera back to the top of the racetrack. This time by 2 fingers in the air from the virtual flag stand. 2 laps to go. Chase Cabrera doing a great job, but James Edens back to the bottom. Cranked left behind the little 52 car, pulls up alongside of him, down the back straightaway. This time by, next time by I should say, white flag will be out for the 39 Chase Cabrera. What will happen here in the final laps of this one? We come down to the white flag this time by off turn number 4. It's still Cabrera, but James Edens right there with him in his back pocket, right out the right rear tire. Does he make a move in the final lap? White flag is out for Chase Cabrera. Edens back to the bottom, pulls up alongside him, off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. James Edens might have some in the final corner. He times it off turn number 4, but Chase Cabrera will get his first career iRacing.com World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series main event win here tonight at the virtual Kokomo Speedway. James Edens comes home 2nd. Chase's younger brother Cole Cabrera will come home 3rd. Alex Bergeron 4th. And from dead last, Joel Berkeley will end up in the 5th spot. But how about a Swindell Speed Lab Esports podium finish here tonight? What an incredible job by those guys. They put on an absolute clinic here tonight. And Chase Cabrera will bring home his first career series victory here, and $300 will go home to that K&N Pro Series West driver, the Swindell Speed Lab John Christner Trucking South Bay Partners number 39 car. He's going to be very excited, and we will have a word with him here in momentarily, but I think we're going to take a quick commercial break if I'm not mistaken here momentarily. Here's your race results. Chase Cabrera, James Edens, Cole Cabrera, Alex Bergeron, Joel Berkeley, David Heilman, Adam Elby, Blade Witt, Austin Selman, and Britton Roxbury will be your top 10 finishers in this one. After an incredible dogfight, 11th spot was Nick Cooper, Bobby Sant Jr. 12th, Nelson Webster, Joe Quinn, Braden Eiler, Alex Smollers, Matt McKinney, Vinny Sansone, Logan Clamp, and Wayne Williams will end up 26 laps down in the 20th spot. When we come back, we will have interviews for your top 3 finishers. So stay tuned here for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series here at the Kokomo Speedway. We'll be right back.
Human horsepower, NOS Energy Drink, high performance energy.
Well, we knew this place was going to put on an absolute show here tonight. Indiana's baddest bull ring, Kokomo Speedway, and it indeed delivers here tonight as Chase Cabrera out of North Carolina picks up his first career series victory with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars here on iRacing.com. The 39 car is victorious. James Edens and Cole Cabrera will make it a complete Swindell Speed Lab Esports podium finish here tonight. And we'll talk to your winner here in a moment as Chase Cabrera puts on an absolute show here on the top of the racetrack. That seemed like a really tricky race for him, Randy. What are your thoughts on that one, man? That was crazy.
That was a crazy run to the end. I'm super excited for Chase Cabre, though, as he's finally been able to pull off a strong finish. We've seen him several times, I think, start inside of the top 4, top 5 for these main events, but just never had either the luck or quite the speed or found the right part of the racetrack, and he's always gone backwards. But tonight, starts 4th and finally gets another win for those Swindell cars here tonight at Kokomo.
Yeah, and the big story there being Alex Bergeron running out back in the 4th spot. So not a whole lot of points for James Edens to reel it in. I mean, he might even stay even after the whole qualifying situation, but we've got our winner here tonight, the Kokomo Speedway. Chase Cabre has joined us in the broadcast booth. And Chase, man, you didn't even make the feature. I think it was last week or maybe the week before that, but tonight you put on an absolute clinic on these guys, running the wall as hard as you can. You pick up your first career World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series victory here on iRacing.com. How are you feeling right now, man? That was awesome to watch.
Oh, I'm pumped up. I was really nervous the last couple laps. I circled this place on the schedule. This was the place where I knew I had the best shot to win. It's been my best track on iRacing since it's come out. So I run a ton of laps here on the cushion and had a lot of practice at it and was good enough to sneak away there. I got it out to the lead and I was like, man, I'm in the lead. I didn't even realize it for a moment, and I knew my teammate was, putting the bottom down there, so I had to do everything I could to hold him off. And then we got the caution. I was kind of excited for that because I knew I was catching lap traffic, and I didn't want to have to really deal with that. I knew James on the bottom would be able to roll right by him, and I was going to have to stick behind him on the top and start throwing sliders. So I was really pumped to go ahead and get that caution, and I knew from there that if I just hit my marks, I would have been all right. I got a little too sideways off 4 one time, but gathered it right back up and was able to come away with the win.
And how difficult was that, Chase, at the start? Because I think we saw a lead change about 7 times in the opening 3 laps, and it pretty much kept up that sort of momentum until you were able to open up a gap. You started 4th, you were right in the thick of all of that. How was it trying to deal with teammates and championship contenders that were throwing sliders on one another? You guys seemed to be constantly 3 wide fighting for those top 5 positions.
Yeah, the start, my brother was in front of me, and he gets extremely nervous when it's me behind him, and he tends to mess up. And I just told him, like, don't worry if I'm behind you, just go, because I didn't want Bergeron to get away. I knew once he got to the fence that he was going to be really, really tough to pass. So I got around him, and then they started throwing sliders in front of me, and I just kept running the top, and I clipped David Heileman, and I didn't even know it till after the race. So he said something, and I'm really, really sorry for that. I did not mean to touch him at all, and I didn't even see it till I went to the replay. So I feel really bad about that, but excited to come away on the top spot.
Well, I might throw you under the bus here a little bit, but it seems like you're talking pretty fast right now, man. I know you race in real life, you do the K&N stuff, you do a lot of dirt racing in real life as well. How nervous are you right now over playing iRacing.com, the simulation game that you sit at home and play? You won yourself $300 here tonight, but how nervous are you right now? I mean, I've raced in this championship series before, and I know how nerve-wracking it is. How was it for you?
It's you said it. It's funny how much more nervous you get on iRacing than you do in real life, and I think it's because you don't have the adrenaline factor, so you feel every single nerve. And I'm like shaking over here, and especially after qualifying. I try to use my phone after qualifying, and my thumb was just shaking up and down. So I get way more nervous on here than I do in real life, and that's pretty sad to say, but it's the truth.
Hey, I've heard a lot of guys say that. So who helps you with the sponsors, and who else helps you out on that deal?
Swindell Speed Lab. We put together a pretty good setup for that place, and we're able to come home 1, 2, 3, which is awesome for us. So got to thank the guys over there. Everybody that pitches in. It's really cool to come out on top, and hopefully have more of them.
Well, congratulations to you, sir, and we will now bring in our 2nd place finisher. That's Chase's teammate. Out of Santa Rosa, California, James Edens comes home with a 2nd place run after absolutely putting the bottom all night long. James, I talked to you yesterday at the racetrack. You were doing some testing, and you told me that you had a setup that will absolutely roll the bottom around this place, and you told me, you guaranteed me you'd win this race tonight, but you come up 1 spot short and just a couple feet short actually there at the start-finish line. Take us through the race, man. I don't think you left the bottom 1 time.
No, I think we ran all 30 laps down there. I thought we had something to win, but Chase was just too good up top. He never made a mistake or ran a perfect 30 laps. So, you know, I did everything I could down there, but just came up a little short.
And I mean, talking about this, James, running down low, I mean, you were one of the only drivers to have beaten Alex up until a couple of weeks ago, but Alex is starting to fall short a little bit. How are you feeling in terms of the championship points moving forward? Do you feel like you guys are finally getting to find a little bit of momentum to try to dethrone that 12 car?
You know, hopefully. I mean, anytime we gain points on them in a race is definitely good. So just keep plugging away at it. You know, just keep our nose clean and race hard and do everything we can.
Well, James, as far as I know, I've never seen a full team sweep in one of these esports, races before. We've seen Keith Kuhn's Motorsports do it in real life in the midget stuff, but I don't think we've ever had a sprint car series where we've had top 3 teammates run all on the podium. And here tonight, Swindell Speed Lab Esports accomplishes that feat. How cool is that to have all 3 of your teammates, or I mean, some of your teammates, I should say, on the podium here with you?
I mean, it's awesome. I think it speaks volumes to how good we're running right now, and you know, everyone's working hard and putting in effort, and I mean, it's showing. So we just got to keep it up, and hopefully we can get a couple more for the rest of the year.
Well, that's awesome to hear, man. So I've talked to Chase already. I'm sure we're going to be hearing a couple of the same sponsors here, but who else helps you with that 52 car?
Just all the Speed Lab guys, and Bell Helmets coming on board, and then all the real life sponsors that Kevin has. Just supporting all this. It's a good time.
Awesome, man. James Eden's great job tonight rolling the bottom of the racetrack. Ends up second here at Kokomo Speedway. And with that, we'll bring in his other teammate, Cole Cabrera, with his best finish of the season. He'll end up in the 3rd spot. Another one of the drivers out of North Carolina. And Cole, we were talking to your brother there a minute ago, and he was saying that when you line up behind him in these races, you seem to get more nervous than you are lining up behind somebody else. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, I mean he's right across the room from me, so it's really scary, with him behind me. I don't know. I'll have to get over that soon. I'll have to start racing him a lot harder than what I need to, but yeah.
And for Cole, I know that everyone probably knows that Chase is having to do a little bit double duty between these world championships and the K&N stuff, but you're doing your own little real world racing as well. You managed to win a championship this season in the Georgia Off-Road RC Championship Series. I believe you were running A-Scale Nitro. How difficult is it trying to do? I mean, at least your brother is at least having to work pedals and work a big steering wheel. How is it trying to be fast on the sim while managing a little pistol style radio control and an A-style nitro car, or an A-scale nitro car?
It's a lot different, you got to do testing and iRacing, you got to do testing with the RC stuff, so you just have to, put the time where it's needed. And this week we focused on Kokomo. Like my brother said, I knew this was his good track, and I knew we had a good shot at a good finish. So, you just have to pay attention on, where you're fast and where you're not, and settle for a finish.
And I'm interested to hear, so obviously all 3 of you teammates on the podium here tonight. Kevin Swindell, I'm not very good at math, but I'm pretty sure that's a combined $600 here tonight. So how much of that cut does Kevin Swindell get after a night like this?
Oh, it's whatever he wants, It don't matter to me. I'm just doing it to have fun and race with all my buddies.
Awesome, man. How what are some of the sponsors on that number 71 car for you?
Swindell Speed Lab. I don't go through the list that much because I don't get on the podium very often. But I don't know. Swindell Speed Lab, you guys, iRacing, everyone for coming out and watching, and yeah, super fun race.
Well, congrats to you on a 3rd place run, and we're also going to have a bonus interview here tonight with our 4th place finisher here tonight, and current series point leader Alex Bergeron comes home in the 4th spot in car number 12. Alex, I think this might be your worst finish of the season, and it's not even that bad. 4th place, first time off the podium all season long. Seemed like you were good there at the beginning, but man, once they started getting Dyson up there towards the first couple of laps, you kind of got shuffled back and really couldn't make any passes on those guys towards the end.
Yeah, it was, it's really at the start where, we felt back. Alman was running a different line in 1 and 2 and had to counter him, and that shaved off time, so we lost time there, and, Chase got by us, and, I tried to bottom, and, James was in front of me, and then, we just couldn't do anything, so we're fast. We had the fastest lap of the race by almost a tenth, so that was good. I think we had a fast car tonight for sure. Won qualifying the heat race, but you know we just took it easy tonight. You know we're running for a championship and can't make mistakes at all. So we stayed up front and you know we tried to battle out, but you know we couldn't do it. Just had to stay up top and. You know, I tried to bottom, but it was not as fast as the top. So, you know, I stayed behind Cole there, and I had a good run. You know, the car was very good up there, and you know, if we had like maybe another caution in double 5 starts, maybe it would have got something done. But you know, Chase was very fast, and you know, congrats for him for the race.
And now talking about the schedule, you know, going towards the end here, Alex, I mean, even though this is the worst night of the season you've had, and you finished 4th in the main event. I mean, it's an unheard of rate of momentum you have, but you've definitely been comfortable, one of the quickest and most impressive drivers running up against the top side of the racetrack, right up against the wall. And we pretty much have tracks that you're probably going to be up on the high line pretty much all the way to the end of this championship. Eldora we return to next week. Williams Grove the week after, which you can sometimes see the low line come in, but you know, that's probably the one that the low line is probably going to be the most prevalent. Charlotte's going to be a track you guys are probably up against the wall, and the Knoxville probably going to be up there as well. How confident are you knowing that where you tend to be quickest are going to be tracks that tend to favor you?
I mean, it's for sure I got confidence, but you know, anything can happen in these races. You could be running up front and something could happen. You know, you could, you know, hit the berm not right and hit the cushion not right and just make a mistake, you know. You got to be perfect every single lap in the series. You know, these guys, it's a tough competition, and you know, it's tough to race against these guys. Like I said, it's tough competition, but I know, you know, just like tonight, you know, like Kokomo, the bottom doesn't seem to come in much, but tonight it did. It was surprising. I mean, the top was a little bit quicker, but the bottom was more consistent. But I'm sure the other tracks we're going to have, especially next week, Eldora, we're going to have a good feature. I don't know if the bottom's going to come in more or not, but I know we'll try to do everything we can in qualifying like usual. And, you know, just like tonight, we push the car and we go for the best.
It's a great job tonight, Alex. Who are the sponsors on that number 12 car?
You know, newbie.com, Sunshine Bikinis, BK Designs, Max McLaughlin Racing, CSI Chalks, Meyer Inc. Like I said, all my partners, thank you for supporting me. Thank you to my girlfriend for supporting me. As always, my dad for watching tonight, and everybody else for watching as well. You guys for broadcasting and iRacing, and World of Outlaws for putting the series up, and Team ABR for your team, and Jason Nygaard, and we'll see you guys next week.
Well, that was your point leader and 4th place finisher tonight, Alex Bergeron, coming home with his worst finish of the season, a 4th place, which is pretty incredible to say there, Randy. But man, Randy, a great race here tonight at Kokomo, one of the best I think we've had all season.
Definitely, it was a fantastic show, and I think Chase Cabrera, he's going to be happy with the fact that he comes out of here at the top of everything. You know, that's a great, you know, big momentum booster for Swindell Speed Lab Esports to have 3 of their cars inside of the top 5. Well, all 3 of their cars on the podium, 3 of them in the top 5, and the ones that, you know, kind of got the short end of the stick and fell back a little bit, they still look strong as well. Adam Elby in the 74 car was fast and was part of that top 5. For a period as well. They're starting to really, I think, come on strong, and you know, it'll be interesting to see if they can be fast. Maybe we can see that 52 of Eden start reeling in that 12 of Bergeron by the time we get to that finale race at Knoxville.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm really excited for next week, next Monday night. This series returns. It'll be at the Eldora Speedway for the 2nd time this season, and so we had a great race there last time. I'm excited to see how it goes down. So for Randy and Hugo on the cameras, we will see you next week here for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Join us next week on Monday at Eldora Speedway. Good night, everybody.